Hello everyone, my name is Arthur and welcome back to another SH Figuarts review. In today's video, we're gonna be taking a look at the long-awaited Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan Vegeta, the Unwavering Saiyan Pride. For this guy, he's pretty much a carbon copy of the Vegeta from the Future Trunks arc from Dragon Ball Super. And I gotta say, just first impressions, he looks absolutely magnificent. I love it. This might be the one Vegeta to actually be really good in terms of just accuracy and face sculpts. So let's get him out and see how he looks as a whole. Alright, so here we have the mighty Prince of all Saiyans, and I gotta say, he looks absolutely gorgeous. Vegeta has never looked this good in my opinion. Now, this guy does stand at a whopping 6 inches to the top of his hair and around 5 1/4 to the face. Alright, so this guy really doesn't have much of a difference between the previous Vegetas that have been released, but just to compare them, here I have the 24,000 power level Vegeta and also the Super Saiyan Vegeta that came out last year, and then 24,000 power level came out earlier this year. So here we have them side by side, and taking a look at the Vegeta in the middle, which is the blue Vegeta, there are quite a few differences. Now, the shoulders and arms are pretty much the exact same for all of these characters. The torso for blue Vegeta is the exact same as the Super Saiyan Vegeta. There is no issues there in my opinion. But the legs are more akin to the 24,000 power level Vegeta rather than the Super Saiyan Vegeta. We can definitely see there is a little bit of a height difference between the Super Saiyan and the Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, which I really find interesting. So, very interesting that they decided to stick to the regular Super Saiyan torso that they already had, but also combine sort of like the 24,000 power level and the Super Saiyan Vegeta legs and combine them into one cohesive thing for this Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta. But besides that, let's just move these guys to the side. This guy is only $35, and realistically, for the accuracy that you have here, he is absolutely perfect in my opinion. I will say he is a tad bit short on the legs, but Vegeta has always been short, so it makes the most sense. But yeah, I have no issue whatsoever with it. It's just I think the proportions do look a little bit off from afar or from up close. I think from afar is going to be much easier on the eyes. I just think that the actual proportions of the Super Saiyan Vegeta look so much better for a guy like him. So, yeah. But, again, he looks good overall. And he does have a color variation or a difference between the two, which we'll take a look at in terms of swapping heads and everything in just a minute. But you can definitely see the much more ultramarine blue compared to the more turquoise blue over here. But besides that, besides all of the aesthetic things, articulation, he's pretty much the exact same. He still has a ball hinge, which does suck. I actually haven't checked. If he does have a ball hinge, that is going to be an issue, and he does. So for some reason, they keep doing ball hinges for this guy. Hopefully, the Daima Vegeta that we got announced is going to be a completely different Vegeta with new body articulation and everything. Hopefully a double ball peg for the neck, and we do have confirmation that it's a 3.0 model Vegeta, which is awesome. Hopefully they use that body model for later down the line. But for the neck, you can, or for the head, you can move forward about that much, move backwards about this much. So the one issue that I did see a lot of people have with this Vegeta specifically is that the hair looks so flat on the actual figure. You can definitely see the difference between the two. You can definitely see how much more puffy the Super Saiyan version of Vegeta is, and even on the 24,000 power level, you can definitely see how much more hair he has. So it really just depends on how much they wanted to have the accuracy be. So not every figure is going to be the exact same. But I do think a little bit more hair sort of protruding outward and making the hair a little bit bigger would have been more beneficial. But maybe when we get an an evolution blue Vegeta, the hair is a little bit puffier for him, and they don't just reuse this hair sculpt with a beefier body. So, arms, typical, we can T-pose with them, we can 360-degree rotation with them, bicep swivel, double jointed elbow, which works wonders as well. It works well enough. And of course, we have a wrist swivel. Sorry, I forgot about the names. Can you see that I haven't done this in a while? So, tilted side to side, not too much because of the ball hinge right there. So stupid. Torso, you can break his torso and move him about this far forward and backwards. You can extend it at this much with a little bit of a gap, or without a gap about this much, which looks fine nonetheless in my opinion. Of course, we have a waist swivel for the actual body and the 2.0 legs that we all know and love, or hate. Mostly hate for me, but you cannot really do the splits with this guy. So that's the only downside of the 2.0 Vegeta. Hopefully the 3.0 does fix this later down the line. Kick about this far forward and then this far backwards. It's alright. And then of course we have the thigh swivel, and of course the double jointed knee, which is a different color than the actual body, but I'm not gonna complain about it. And of course the horrible boot swivel right here, or the actual foot swivel. Horrible the way that they placed it, and a toe hinge, which honestly, not horrible, but it doesn't really do much. So yeah, this Vegeta actually looks pretty good, and he feels like any other previous Vegeta that we've had. But before we get into the accessory section, let's take a look at a couple of head swaps here. So, swapping out the heads for these two guys, it's gonna kind of suck because the hairs are so pointy. So, give me 1 second. Oh yeah, I definitely love how this guy looks with this type of body proportion. I think he looks great. I think the head actually fits the body really well. Again, if the hair was a little bit taller, then that would be fine. Now this Vegeta right here, this Super Saiyan version of Vegeta, I do think fits him a little bit better. Now, you can see that when side to side, they're pretty much the same height in terms of the body. I don't know what the difference is. It's just some of the cuts for the actual mold of the body are a little bit different. So it's really the hair that makes it stand out more. So I really love both of these head swaps. I think they look great. Now, I'm not going to do this the Scouter Vegeta. I'm going to leave that for probably the other pictures later down the line. But I think these were great nonetheless. I love the coloration between the yellow going sort of like the turquoise, greenish yellow, and then the more very vibrant blue over here. So I think they complement each other perfectly. So besides that, let's just move on to the accessories, because this guy pretty much has the same exact accessories as this guy. So let's take a look at those real quick. Alright, so here we have all of Vegeta's accessories, and I gotta say, even for a $35 figure, I think this is more than sufficient for accessories. It's the exact same amount of faceplates as the previous Super Saiyan Vegeta, so I have no complaint whatsoever. So for the faceplates, I think these are probably some of the best Vegeta faceplates that we've seen in terms of the modern standard. I do think this guy still beats every other single Vegeta that we have with any type of faceplate. So, but these look good nonetheless, in my opinion. So I really like the detail. This one looks a little bit worse than what I actually thought it would be. But you can definitely see the hair kind of going in front of the actual figure, which is awesome. A lot of times the hair just kind of stays flat and the actual widow's peak doesn't really do much. So there's that. I really like that. I think the proportions are nice. Probably should have had a bigger mouth, in my opinion. Then we have this sort of cocky Vegeta, which is typical of him, especially for this saga that they're kind of taking from. So again, very beautiful head sculpt with a really nice blue for the hair. And of course, a grunting Vegeta, sort of angry version of Vegeta, which is just angrier Vegeta. But yeah, really beautiful face sculpts. We do have 2 fighting stance hands, which is usual for Vegeta. We have the 2 grasping hands, which is awesome. And of course, the 2 Ki Blast hands that come with him, and also the fist that come with him in the package already. We do have a crossed arm section, which is my least favorite crossed arm way of doing things. They did a perfect job with the 24,000 Vegeta, where it went all the way to the actual shoulders. So I don't know why they couldn't do that here either. Just kind of sucks that we're going back and forth with those kind of things. So hopefully, really hoping that later down the line we get the shoulders as well, instead of just the actual biceps, because I do hate this so much. The shoulders are so much easier to actually attach. And of course, the most infamous thing of Vegeta, the thumbs up, before he gets his ass beat. So Vegeta, actually a really good figure. I'm gonna give this guy, sort of leading into my final thoughts, sorry. I'm gonna give this guy a 9 out of 10. Now, the only reason I'm taking away a point is just, again, wish some of the accessories were better. It's the typical Vegeta accessories that you can really pretty much use from any other figure that you already have lying around. So it's just more of the same, really. But it's a great figure. He looks really good. It's really more about the looks than anything. It's the same old Vegeta that we've gotten time and time again. So there is nothing new besides the faceplates. And that's pretty much what people have been talking about. I do think the faceplates actually make this figure worth it, because they look so much better than the previous blue Vegeta, which was the Dragon Ball Super Broly Vegeta. That Vegeta, I hate him completely. You guys know that already. But this Vegeta, a better step above from that guy, especially in the faceplate department. So I have no issue with him whatsoever. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about this figure. For only $35, I think he's completely worth it. He should be available in stores on November for any retail site like Walmart and Target and even Best Buy. So be on the lookout for that, like late November, especially near the holiday season. So you might be able to find this guy in stores very soon. But yeah, I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.